This is going to be a guide to some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way of playing Once Human. We'll go ahead and we'll jump straight into it. The very first thing I want to talk about is your Q ability. You pick this up in the tutorial. It's a time ripple. You'll notice that it gives a red emblem over certain areas that will contain a chest of value. This can help you easily find resources, and if resources are close enough together, when you snap, it will also allow you to get all those resources in that general area. So had there been like multiple footballs here or some on the ground over here, when we collect the one, it would collect all of them. This feature can help you find anywhere from chests like this all the way to small items, as well as notes left from other players called whispers. It just helps you highlight everything so that way you can see it, get to it, and loot it quickly. Is where you're actually going to land at when you come out of the tutorial. You can hit M while you're on the Raven and pick a good spot. You want to look for something that looks like it has water in it. Most of the time by water, that's going to be a permanent resource for you anyways, because you can gather the water. So like, even though it says drink, you're actually going to put it in a canteen. And once it's stored in there, you can then purify the water. So this will help free you up. Also, in the water areas, you'll notice there seems to be a lot of ore that's going to come into play when picking a spot. So it's very important that you try to hit somewhere that's got water, got trees, and got some ore going on for it. Once you found a good spot for your base, that's the next essential step you're going to take in your journey. Deviants are a huge part of the game. You'll notice when you come in, you'll have your butterfly deviant. These can be categorized as different things. So later on, you're going to find different deviants that can do different things. Some are combative, and some help you gather resources. Like this one here is generating rubber for me, as this one here collects resources and mines for me. It can be a little bit complicated at first, but if you look down there on the E at the bottom right, just above me, you can hold E, and that will show you what your current deviant can do. Now once you've used that ability on the deviant, you'll notice that it will drain some of the deviant's power. There are good hitting attacks, but it will go and it will find whatever's closest and start attacking it. To charge it up, you can simply just leave it in your book bag by returning it to its cradle. It will charge there. Initially, if you're already coming back to your house, you can quickly recharge it. If you've got it in here, you can hit facility and unsync it for a second, and then refill, and then resync it, and that'll help it to where you're already back up to almost full stamina. Now you don't have to do that with it every single time, because it will, like I said, it will regenerate fully over time. As you can see right here, it is now fully regenerated. It doesn't take that long. It depends on the deviant and the top. So better understanding that is looking into your actual cradle. Once you've access to the cradle, Mimetics is the next huge thing that you're going to encounter as a newbie. This can look overwhelming at first. It looks like there's only one page, but there's actually 4. I highly recommend taking some things in infrastructure first. If you click on it, you can come over and look and see what it's going to give you. I highly suggest smelting essentials and getting a copper axe, and this is going to be one of your biggest things that can help you as a disassembly bench. That can even help you get items that you can't actually craft yet. And then what I would suggest you do is come over here. It looks weird, but on the crafting one over to the left is a garage. If you unlock this, it'll actually give you a quest to get your first motorcycle, which is going to be your big movement key and helping you find a lot of what's going on here. You can hover over each individual thing and it'll give you exactly what it is. The tutorial is going to walk you through a lot of this, but I found that this tab here on infrastructure and then quickly picking up the motorcycle as fast as you can be some of the best options for you. You may be wondering, how the heck do you get this energy and how do you get the ciphers? That's going to come through doing quests, doing tasks of different orders. When you hit J for your journey, you're not going to have a lot going on at the beginning. but it's going to bring you up to what you've completed in your journey, even if it's just setting up a crafting table or cutting down a tree. and then you can just claim your rewards straight from there, and that will give you energy, experience, etc. And then also in this tab, you'll have tasks. These tasks you can do, you know, obviously your main journey one. You can pick which one you want to track. You can also pick up side quests while you're in the world. There'll be little blue exclamation marks, and you've got world tasks as well. You can also use the Q ability to find different people that would be hidden in a certain area to help you uncover more missions and everything like that. The missions come a little bit later in the game, and I've had a lot of people ask me how the heck to access that. You hold tab, and you're going to want to bring up V. Once V's up, you can interact with him, and then you can view commissions. You won't have this right off the rip, but you will eventually gain access to it after maybe an hour of playing or so. And this gives you what this week's accomplishments are and what to look for. Another thing you can do is hit F1. That brings you up to the login rewards, the medals collected, so you get to claim your rewards and everything like that. A lot of people don't know that's there. There's also a treasure hunter's handbook here as well, and it gives you some other things that you can kind of strive for and claim as you're going through. You know, you're getting your mining up, you're getting everything else that you need for your character. At this point in the game, you're probably got a lot going on memory-wise, and you don't remember how to make a campsite. I've seen that happen a lot. Like you get to press B to, you know, build your foundation. You can do just a simple square process, but then you're like, oh crap, I need to build a campsite for maybe a quest or something like that. It's actually the letter T that'll bring your campsite up, and then you can place it. Just take stone and wood and stone, and then that'll hook you up with that. And this is great because this can hold as a save point for you. So if you know you're about to fight a larger boss or anything like that, you can simply set one of these up and it'll make a save spot. So if you were to die, you'll respawn there, and you don't have to walk all the way back from maybe your base hideout or anything like that. So they're great to place along the way. Once you finally unlock the bike quest, you simply hit G. That'll bring out to where you can bring your motorcycle out. A lot of people can't figure out how to do that. It's just the letter G. It comes with fuel in it, but it will use fuel over time. You'll hit G to add the fuel to it if it starts to run out, F to ride it. The very first time you get on your bike, it's probably going to blare music. You'll notice the X, it says X for radio over there. And when you tap X, it doesn't do anything. You have to hold X in. That'll bring it up so you can actually turn it off if you want it off. Another thing you can do is press C, and that will quickly go through the stations while you're driving, and then of course you can turn it off that way too. Now that you're understanding the game a little bit better, you're probably wondering how to get more deviants. As you've gotten your crafting stations and you've kind of built things up a little bit at your home base, those can be gotten through fighting boss mobs, like the big ones that'll set you in a dungeon. You'll have a % chance of catching one after that. They can be found in mythical crate containers. If you hit M on your map, you can, a lot of these villages like this one will note that it has a epic loot chest around that area. They can also be disguised as actual mobs as well, like a loot chest mob. If you're in an area, make sure you kill those. It'll basically be a loot chest, but with legs and arms. If you kill those, I've noticed that sometimes also gives a deviant. But those are the best ways to kind of find those. And once you've cleared out each one, you can go back there and try again to have another chance at maybe running into something you haven't before. This is an example of a side quest marker that you can simply left click or right click, and it will put you a complete path to whatever those markers are to take you there. Another important thing you want to do is right off the rip in the main city, you want to unlock the actual waypoint in Deadsville. It'll be in the center of your map, and I'll teleport there right now. Essentially, you just come up to the tower. The quest will walk you through it, but you can actually unlock the teleport point before the quest leads you here. But you're gonna look for this. This thing right here, which is just like a big round pole. You'll come up to it and you'll talk to it, and once you talk to it, it'll unlock this teleportation tower. Once the teleportation tower is open, you'll notice that it says change to another world. That doesn't actually mean another server. There's several worlds within one server. So that way everything's not just piled on top of each other. So if maybe your friend's on Monolith of Life World 6, it allows you to go between the worlds and between the zones. Most of the dungeons in this game are instance-based, so when you walk up to the dungeon, you are basically shooting into another dimension or a rift and doing the dungeon and then coming back out of it. This is kind of like the same thing, but you'd be jumping in and going into a different world within the same server. The good thing about marking something on your map by left-clicking or right-clicking is it will show you the exact directions to that. It'll also give you the coordinates, so if you're trying to meet up with a friend, it's a perfect way to be like, hey, let's meet over here, 5,409, negative 5,002, and then you and your buddy can then regroup. Another little tip I'd like to show you guys is when you're building your house, if you want to move your whole house. I made this mistake because I was playing with a friend, and he had picked another spot on the map that was forever away. If you hit B and then you hit Z, it'll tell you to move territory, and then it looks like, you know, you can take your whole house with you. And what I did is I ran all the way to where he lived and then dropped my house down. There's actually a way easier way to do that. Go to where you want to relocate. Say it's over here, for example. Once you get to the place you want to relocate your entire base, just hit B, bring up the building menu, and then just hit Z, and it zaps it over here, and that'll have all the stuff that you built. Much easier than trying to run it down left field with this on the screen the entire time you're running. So that's a quick way you can relocate your building. One thing I want to show you inside the building, which is really cool, that this game does well, is the storage chests. The storage chests pull all of every material from that particular storage chest to anything inside your house. Even outside your house, just the whole perimeter around it. So what you can do is, after you've grinded things up in the assembly and got the flat material out of it, you can then place it all inside a chest, inside of a storage. That will free your character up. You can hit G and it'll put it all in there. That'll free your character up of all weight, but still give you access to every single thing that you have for material. So that when you come to build something, like if you're going to craft a weapon or whatever, it just pulls it straight from that chest. And then you'll be able to craft whatever you need, or make any materials such as food or anything like that, because it's going to pull it all from your chest. All the dirty water, all the meat, anything that you put in there. Another thing that was super simple that I made kind of difficult was collecting blueprints. Once I got a blueprint for a weapon, I did not know how to actually use the blueprint. I was right-clicking it. I was doing everything I could. I seen that this K was lit up like I had gotten it. And I was trying to do everything to unlock it. It's actually super simple, and I feel like an idiot, but I feel like other people probably make this mistake too. If you hover over it, once this is fully lit up yellow, you just hold the letter F in, and that's how you fuse a blueprint and make it. Another thing I'd like to cover gear-wise related, any gear that you find in the open cannot be repaired. So like if your helmet gets damaged or something like that, it cannot be repaired at the workshop. But if it is crafted by you and you're the crafter of it, you can repair all those armor pieces. So like if you find a gun, it might be really good, but if you didn't craft it, you're unable to repair it because you're not the owner of that weapon. So like this shotgun here, the Sandstorm, I found it has 50 durability on it. I can't repair it, but my gun that I crafted, I can repair. Same goes for armor. If you find a chest piece that might be really good, you can use it, get the durability out of it, but then I would advise just taking it and breaking it down afterwards, because you won't be able to actually repair it. For those of you wondering how to leave a whisper, whispers are basically little messages left behind by other people. What this would do is it just costs 5 wood, and then you can type out or leave a message on it, and when someone uses the snap or time ripple around that area, it will pull it up and allow people to read it and see what you wrote. So a lot of people have been leaving like directions, like if there's a loot chest, say on top of the house, or you've got to glide off the house, they might leave it right here. and when you snap, you'll see the letter, and you're able to read it and communicate with each other, even if it's on a different world. You'd be able to communicate with each other saying, hey, go up to the roof of this house, and then you know to look up and see, oh, there's a chest there, or oh, there's something to activate a chest there. That's another reason why I say the Q ability is so strong throughout the entire experience, because you want to be finding everything that you possibly can find. Another really cool feature is if you hit the B under build, you have a flight mode. If you press to the left of one of the little squiggly line, that'll shoot you into basically something you can see every angle from. You can get the roof, you can get everything. You can adjust the hammer height by Z and C to go up and down to help you get those hard to reach spots. It's cool because you can actually see your player all the way down there, and it allows you to kind of have a drone's view of getting everything the exact way you want to get it for your house. I found that to be really helpful as well. Lastly, I'm just going to go over real quickly what each one of these emblems are down here. This one is basically your stamina. What that's going to do is how long you can swim, how much you can chop, how far you can run. This is your sanity. You can get that back by eating sanity pills. Just make sure that the sanity gummy or pill is cooked, or otherwise it could cause you to lose a lot of sanity. The water emblem is obviously hydration. You want to use water to cover that. And the last emblem, I had the hardest time making out what the crap that was. That's actually a stomach, and that's your hunger. So when that goes down, then you need to eat some food. But all these, when they get about 50%, will let you know, like, hey, something's going on, you need to check it out. And then that'll give you the, oh, okay. And then the bottom bar down here is your actual health bar. Now, you can get that back by sleeping, or you can get it back by using your antidote. Then I hope this was a little bit of help to you in understanding the game a bit better and giving some tips and hints on what you can look for while you're in it. I'm not that great at making these videos, so a thumbs up or anything like that would really boost my confidence in making things like this in the future. If not, then that'll help me understand not to make stuff like this in the future. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a like or subscribe if this helped you out. Peace.